there, sleepyhead.
What's that?
Don't try to move. You're still groggy.
What's that? What's that? My brain was like a brain with mixed up thoughts. The sexy client with the boobs.
Oh, do you think you're doing that inner monologue thing again?
Oh my god, she can read my mind. I mustn't think about what I did after she left my office with the pulling down of the pants and the...
You know what? Maybe just don't worry about the monologue for a while.
Am I back in my office?
Your mother's house, yes.
This is tough times. What do you want? Oh, my head is killing me.
Here, drink this.
Oh my god, what is that? It's so gross.
It's whiskey. Very high-end single malt.
Oh, it's nasty. Why would anyone drink that?
You said you were drunk. I thought you'd like it.
Yeah, I drink pineapple daiquiris. They're delightful. This tastes like... Oh god, I don't even know. Take it away. Ugh.
Got it. No whiskey.
Ooh. Hey, what happened last night? How did I get here?
I'm sorry, Sam. It was the only way.
You hit me, and you drugged me, and you brought me back here?
I'm sorry, Sam.
Why should I trust anything you say?
You have no reason to, I admit, but I can explain. Please?
I'm listening.
Not long after I left your office, I noticed I was being followed. I thought maybe you were in my husband's pocket, so I had to take steps to make sure I could trust you.
By drugging me?
Yes. By bringing you back here and going through your financial records to see if my husband ever paid you.
And?
And if my husband ever did pay you off, it's well hidden. You weren't kidding when you said these were tough times.
Did you find out anything else while you were snooping?
You spend too much money on hats.
Maybe you should be the detective.
Maybe I'd be a better detective than you.
Maybe that's not saying much.
Maybe you should have more confidence in yourself.
Maybe you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Maybe. I hope I do. Because I still think you have the makings of a great detective.
Her story was like when the National Mint ran out of metal. It didn't make sense. But something about this woman made me want to go along with her. Maybe it was just morbid curiosity to see what sort of sublime destruction she was leading me to. Or maybe it was her cams. Hey, my inner monologue was working again. I could think about her boobs as much as I wanted, and she'd be none the wiser.
Is this your wife?
You really did a thorough search. I thought I got rid of all evidence of her.
No wonder her leaving tore you up. She's gorgeous.
She may be gorgeous on the outside, but she sure isn't gorgeous on the inside.
That's hardly fair. She can't help that under her skin she's just a bunch of muscle and sinew and guts and stuff.
That's not what I meant. Did you cut my hair?
You were out longer than I expected, and I got bored. And you were getting shaggy.
I like my hair shaggy.
If it's any consolation, you have a nice shaped head.
Say, there's one thing I still can't figure out. The phone call, the one where you were arguing with someone, it sounded like you were shot.
You almost sound concerned.
Call it professional curiosity.
It was my husband. I told you after I left your place I was being followed. He caught up with me on that footbridge that goes across the river. You know the river, right?
Of course, it's the river that goes through the city. Everybody knows the river you're talking about.
Right, well, he caught up with me and held me at gunpoint. Told me he was going to kill me. No, I don't want to die, I shouted. But he just stared at me. His eyes were empty of all emotion. He pulled the trigger and hit me in the chest. The blow knocked me off the bridge into the river. And I floated away. Yes, it was just like that.
Oh, so that just begs one question. You say your husband shot you in the chest. Believe me, I've been looking at your chest for the past several minutes. I don't see any holes there.
When I realized I was being followed, I ducked into a pawn shop to try to lose him. There I found a Kevlar vest and I put it on under my clothes. And thank God I did. After I floated downstream for what felt like long enough, I stopped playing dead and crawled out.
Her story was like a well-stocked children's section of a bookstore. It had holes in it. But just as before, I decided to let it go. Maybe she didn't trust me just yet, but I would earn her trust. Just like Louis Sacker did by the end of his delightful children's book, Holes. Say, I just realized something. There's been a lot of explaining in this episode of our lives, and not a lot of action.
That's okay. Sometimes in life there are quiet moments without action.
It's just a little disappointing, don't you think? Like, I think if I were watching us, I might get bored and, I don't know, maybe watch something different.
I'm sure that people would realize that this is a series of events in our lives, and that not every moment can be exciting.
Yeah, you're probably right. Besides, if something exciting were to happen now, it would probably seem contrived.
Well, if you're that worried about it, we could just have sex. Some people find that exciting. I knew I could trust you.
We'll worry about trust later. Now someone's trying to kill us. We're gonna find a way out of here.
Is this the end of Sam and Veronica? And who is the person behind the gun? Veronica's husband? Or maybe they're out for Sam? What of all the holes in Veronica's story? Speaking of which, Holes really is a great book. But you don't have to take my word for it. And just how quickly will Sam's glorious locks return? Find out the answers to these questions, maybe, on the next Sam Sleuth Stereotypical Noir Detective.